everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Olivia here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to easily and quickly gain stage in FL Studio. Now, why should you be gain staging if you're not already? Well, gain staging is basically where you're setting your levels correctly before you do any EQing, any compression, any effects to your sounds. You're setting the gain correctly. That way there's no unwanted clipping or distortion. Now, obviously, sometimes you do kind of want that clipping sound if you're using it stylistically, but this is going to be showing you a way to, prevent any unwanted clipping and give you a nice clean sound when you're working in the box. Now, if you're working out of the box and you're using analog gear, distortion is great because it adds color and different things like that. But when you're working digitally, that distortion, it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't add anything great to your track. So that's why you really want to make sure that you're gain staging. So let's just jump right into it and I'll show you how it's done. Young and driven. Okay, so here we are in FL Studio. This is a track that I've been working on. I have every sound routed to its own individual mixer track, and I have all the faders at unity. I haven't added any EQ or compression to really any sounds. And so I'm going to play the track just so you can hear it a little bit. And if you watch the meters, mainly on the master, but even on the individual ones as well, you'll kind of see that there's clipping. And that's why we want to gain stage before we start really doing any mixing. So let me play the track for you. See the master, and it's really my kick that's clipping. So that's the track there. You can hear it. As you see, for the most part in the beginning everything was at a nice level, but once my drums come in, you can hear the kick, or see that the kick is clipping, and so that's what we want to adjust with our gain staging. So it's real simple to gain stage in FL Studio. All you have to do is basically adjust this channel rack volume here. And this is what is going to adjust the level that goes to your plugin. So before you add any EQ or compression, this is what's going to adjust that volume. So if I leave this at unity and I just play it by itself, and I have this EQ on here, you can see that it's clipping. Right? I can lower this volume here and it gets quieter, but it's still clipping and essentially adding distortion. And like I said, sometimes that's a stylistic thing that you want a little distortion on your track if you're making certain type of record. But for this particular track, I don't want any clipping, no distortion. So that's why we need a gain stage. And so to do that, I basically just lower this until it's at a nice level, until it's no longer clipping. So now we're good. Now I have enough headroom. I like to shoot for anywhere between -10 to -15 dB for all my sounds. So that's a nice range that you can shoot for all your tracks. You just want to make sure you have a nice amount of headroom, because once you start adding compression and once you start EQing, you're most likely going to raise the dB of that sound up a little bit. So anywhere from -10 to -15 is a good pocket to shoot for. And so you essentially just want to do that for all your sounds. Just have them playing and kind of watch this meter here and see where it's hitting at. So right now I'm at like -11, so that's a pretty good range for me. Maybe a little lower. And you just want to do that for all your sounds. But hopefully you learned a lot from this video. It's real easy to gain stage in FL Studio. You just want to make sure that you're using the channel rack faders versus your mixer faders. And you want to do this step before you do any EQ or any compression. Once you have your headroom set, then that's when you can adjust things and make sure things mesh together really well. If you like this video, please leave a like. subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video.